I'm Timothy Vigil, and this is Just Another Word podcast, the Word of the Day podcast for storytellers. E is for ephemeral. And so castles made of sand fall into the sea. Eventually, Jimi Hendrix. Buddhist monks in Tibet trained for 5 years to learn the art of creating sand mandalas. 5 years to master a technique of perfectly placing sand to create intricate images. Before this 5 years of training, they learn how to paint them, practicing how to even reach this step. The creation of sand mandalas is an act of prayer and meditation that takes extreme precision. After they've trained for 5 years, they're finally ready to create the mandalas for real. To begin this, they praying about what they hope to create and who they hope to make it for. And then throughout the entire process, they work in silent meditation, creating a piece of art majestic to behold with a couple of others. Watchers come and go as these men work together in unison, in silence, to make an amazing piece of art that is symbolic, religious, and beautiful. And after hours and hours and hours of work, creating something truly flawless, they wipe it away, destroying the work they had done and letting it pass. This is all done as a representation of their belief in the impermanence of life, a belief that you should not be attached, for all things eventually fade. All things are ephemeral. The word ephemeral has a certain weight, and to understand it, we should look at its Greek origin, ephemeros, a word which literally means lasting only one day. We have a great analog for this in the natural world. It's perfectly embodied by the insects you might know as mayflies. See, these flies spend a year developing underwater, only to emerge into the air for just one single day. A day where they fly for the first time, they mate, and then they die. Their entire adult legacy is written in just 24 hours. They come and they go. As a word, ephemeral has a deep use. It gives us this feeling of translucence. It is like looking at the world through chiffon. It creates a haze that can't quite be captured. You can use it well to describe the nature of life. An immortal being might look down at a human and see them as ephemeral in the same way that we see the mayfly as ephemeral. You could also think of the way that the anger of a mother might feel ephemeral to her, but to her children, it might feel worse. It might feel bigger. Ephemeral is a word of perspective. It's a great word that we can use in stories to describe everything from the atmosphere of a room to the way that one character thinks about things. It can show us this wonderful impermanence. And the word itself is great, but what's even better than the word ephemeral is the feeling that it creates. Think, for a storyteller, the ephemeral is a scalpel, one that we can use to increase emotional impact. If you want to show the tragedy of a short-lived romance, you can juxtapose that against the backdrop of something immortal and long-lasting. We can use anything to make something else feel ephemeral. By making it feel small, making it feel impermanent, making it feel fragile, we allow the reader to experience it. Because when we highlight that everything is ephemeral, when we highlight what is ephemeral, we remind the reader that the most beautiful parts of life aren't necessarily the ones that last forever, but they're the ones that burn so bright and leave a memory before they vanish. Because that's really the case. Memories themselves are ephemeral. Stories themselves are even ephemeral. You have been listening to Just Another Word podcast with your host, Timothy Vigil. For more information, go to timothyvigil.com.